faithful to its original ideas and its enduring principles of injustice and equality, and a United Nations responsive to a complex and interdependent world. And by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, the faculty concurring, I hereby confer upon Secretary General Ban Ki-moon the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto attached, and cause you to be invested with the hood appropriate to that degree. Dear friends, I present to you Dr. Ban Ki-moon.
President Michael Adams, members of the Platform Party, faculty and students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to join you today. Thank you for your warm welcome. And most of all, thank you for this honor bestowed upon me today. As you know, I'm not the first Secretary General of the United Nations to receive this honorary doctorate degree from this esteemed, distinguished Fairleigh Dickinson University. The very first Secretary General of the United Nations, Triggerly, he received honorary doctorate degrees. Today I found that the first Korean ambassador to the United Nations and one of my predecessor foreign ministers in the early stage of our independence, Dr. Ban Ki-moon, also was the recipient of honorary doctorate degree. Ralph Bunche, who is well known for his contribution as the then Under-Secretary General for Peacekeeping Operations, and who later received Nobel Peace Prize, is also one of the recipients. And there are a number of United Nations ambassadors, ministers, who have contributed, not only to the development of university, also to peace and security of international community. I am most honored to be included as one of such recipients of such honor today. Beginning in the 1940s, Fairleigh Dickinson's founder, Peter Sammartino, brought students to the United Nations. UN ambassadors visited your campus, and many of you have toured the United Nations and even served as interns. The path between Fairleigh Dickinson and the United Nations is well worn indeed, to the benefit of both of us. I take my honor today as a sign of the very close relationship between the United Nations and Fairleigh Dickinson University and the vision for global thinking of university and students. I'm honored in another respect. This is the first honorary doctorate degree which I have received not only in the United States, but also all around the world, elsewhere. I should have mentioned that I received one only in Korea before. Only last month, in July. Just a little bit a month ago. So in a sense, I feel as if I have come full circle now. I have always had the special ties with the United States. I still believe as Secretary General of the United Nations that strong partnership between the United Nations and the United States is a key in successfully conducting my business as Secretary General, as well as for the United Nations smooth operations for the peace, development, and human rights. My relationship with the United States goes back to 1962. As a high school senior, I had the unique opportunity of visiting the United States during summer vacation for 1 month, touring several cities around the United States as a student representative at that time. Traveling to Washington during that wonderful period, I was one of the group of very lucky students who was invited to the White House and met President Kennedy at that time. That was undoubtedly most inspiring moment for a young schoolboy at that time. That was the origin of my vision as a global thinker. At that time, I seriously thought, what should I do? What would I do? What could I do for my country, for myself? And I decided to choose the public service for me and for my country. Now I'm working for the whole international community. So thank you very much for summoning me of these very happy memories, and also one very important subject which I'm going to discuss with you today. This is global perspective. And thank you very much for all your strong commitment for internationalism. Like us at the United Nations, you believe in thinking globally in a global age. Ladies and gentlemen, and most especially the students of this university, I had the good fortune to receive a global education. During my childhood in war-torn Korea, the United Nations was my inspiration. It fed my people, it helped us to rebuild. It was a beacon of hope to many people of Korea. And it is still would be the same to many people around the world, particularly in developing countries. So I saw the impact a global institution could have. I saw that my country's fate was closely linked to events beyond our borders. I never forgot that. In that spirit, I would like to talk to you today about our world. What are the challenges? I would like to talk with you about the global citizenship. We are on the cusp of a great transition. The world is growing more interdependent. We see this through trade, migration, through the spread of information and ideas of the internet. We see it through fear as well. Fear of rising prices of food and energy, fear of a global financial crisis. Interdependence is now a fact and has become part of our life, wherever you may be living. The key question is whether we will keep pace, whether we will develop a global mindset. I believe we will, and we can. Slowly but surely, people are beginning to think globally. I see this in a way, the world looks to the United Nations to do more and more. We have seen many swings of the pendulums. There have been periods when the